even being surrounded by people that were friends and family, it's difficult to be able to push the thoughts of feeling alone. It's difficult to push away the thoughts of feeling that no one's there or no one's there and wanting to listen. But as soon as I stepped out and I actually spoke to someone, I realized that it was a lie. I grew up in being a pastor's kid, and a lot of times the pressures from that makes it difficult to share. But then I saw this video where it was guys saying just basically how they couldn't share what they were going through. And I was like, it's time not only just break this thing that's within me, but to also help other guys around me to break it in themselves. I just started my B group in January early this year. Me and another buddy of mine that he hopped on. We started inviting people, but not just making sure that they knew it's a community, not just a devotion. We want this to be a space where it's like, hey, this is where you just let it all go. Leave the world behind and just come walk in and be surrounded by love.
I remember being in a family B group, and that's a lot different than being in a guys B group. For me, that brought a lot of joy for me to just be myself and just not think about anything and just have a good time with other guys. Having that guy community is a lot different than being in like a family B group or not being in one at all.
One of the reasons why me and Nick connected so well is because I also have grown up in church for my entire life. You can still feel like you're alone a lot of times because I was going to a school that was not from the church I was from. There were people there that didn't grow up in church and didn't grow up with the same background, and so you can only go so far as to what you can share and that I was able to find in B group. But from an early age I learned that there's so much power whenever you break out of isolation. There's so much power when you find accountability, and that's something that's always been really important to me, especially as I'm about to start college. It's super helpful because there's so much out there. There's a lot of freedom that comes with becoming an adult, and that also brings responsibility.
The biggest heart behind my B group is that we just want community for people not to be isolated anymore. Just know that that's the only way that Satan wins is when he keeps you alone. And the best way to counteract that is, for one, get in your word and get with God, but then also surround yourself with fellow believers that are either going through the same thing or have already passed through what you're going through, and so that way you can help each other through it.